Gandalf the Grey, a wizard and old friend of Bilbo, advises Frodo to take the ring away from the Shire. Frodo leaves, accompanied by his gardener and friend, Samwise Gamgee, and 2 cousins, Merry and Pippin. They flee from Bree after narrowly escaping another assault, but the Nazgul follow and attack them on the hill of Weathertop, wounding Frodo with a Morgul blade. Aragorn leads the hobbits toward the elven refuge of Rivendell. The Ringwraiths nearly overtake Frodo at the ford of Bruinen, but floodwaters summoned by Elrond, Master of Rivendell, rise up and overwhelm them. Frodo recovers in Rivendell under the care of Elrond. The Council of Elrond reveals much significant history about Sauron and the Ring, as well as the news that Sauron has corrupted Gandalf's fellow wizard, Saruman. They discover the fate of Balin and his company of dwarves, and realize their own danger. After repulsing an attack, they are pursued by orcs and an ancient, powerful Balrog. Gandalf confronts the Balrog, but in their struggle, both fall into a deep chasm. The others escape and take refuge in the elven forest of Lothlorien, where they are counseled by Galadriel and Celeborn. With boats and gifts from Galadriel, the company travel down the river and into the hill of Aemon Hen. Boromir succumbs to the lure of the ring and attempts to take it from Frodo. Frodo escapes and determines to continue the quest alone, though Sam guesses his intent and comes along. Meanwhile, orcs sent by Saruman and Sauron kill Boromir and kidnap Merry and Pippin. After agonizing over which pair of hobbits to follow, Aragorn, Gimli and Legolas pursue the orcs bearing Merry and Pippin to Saruman. In the Kingdom of Rohan, the orcs are slain by a company of the Rohirrim. Merry and Pippin escape into Fangorn Forest, where they are befriended by Treebeard, the oldest of the tree-like Ents. Aragorn, Gimli and Legolas track the hobbits to Fangorn, and encounter Gandalf, resurrected as the significantly more powerful, Gandalf the White, after his mutually fatal duel with the Balrog. Gandalf assures them that Merry and Pippin are safe. They ride to Edoras, the capital of Rohan, where they free Theoden, king of Rohan, from the influence of Saruman's henchman Grima Wormtongue. Theoden musters his fighting strength and rides to the ancient fortress of Helm's Deep, but en route Gandalf leaves to seek help from Treebeard. Meanwhile, the Ents, roused from their customarily peaceful ways by Merry and Pippin, attack Isengard, Saruman's stronghold, and trap the wizard in the Tower of Orthanc. Gandalf convinces Treebeard to send an army of Huorns to Theoden's aid. Gandalf and Rohirrim reinforcements arrive just in time to defeat and scatter Saruman's army. The Huorns dispose of the fleeing orcs. Gandalf then parleys with Saruman at Orthanc. When Saruman rejects his offer of redemption, Gandalf strips him of his rank and most of his powers. Pippin looks into a palantir, a seeing stone that Saruman had used to communicate with Sauron and through which he was enslaved. Gandalf rides for Minas Tirith, chief city of Gondor, taking Pippin with him. Frodo and Sam capture Gollum, who had been following them from Moria, and force him to guide them to Mordor. Finding Mordor's Black Gate too well guarded to attempt, they travel instead to a secret passage Gollum knows. Torn between his loyalty to Frodo and his desire for the ring, Gollum eventually betrays Frodo by leading him to the great spider Shelob in the tunnels of Cirith Ungol. Frodo is felled by Shelob's bite, but Sam fights her off. Sam takes the ring and leaves Frodo, believing him to be dead. When orcs find Frodo, Sam overhears them say that Frodo is only unconscious, and chases after them. Sauron unleashes a heavy assault upon Gondor. Gandalf arrives at Minas Tirith to alert Denethor of the impending attack. The forces of Gondor and Rohan break the siege of Minas Tirith. Sam rescues Frodo from the Tower of Cirith Ungol, and they set out across Mordor. Meanwhile, in order to distract Sauron from his true danger, Aragorn leads the armies of Gondor and Rohan in a march on the Black Gate of Mordor. His vastly outnumbered troops fight desperately against Sauron's armies. At the edge of the cracks of doom, Frodo is unable to resist the ring any longer. Gollum suddenly reappears, struggles with Frodo and bites off his finger, ring and all. Celebrating wildly, Gollum falls into the fire, taking the ring with him. With the destruction of the One Ring, Sauron perishes. Along with the Nazgul, Aragorn's forces emerge victorious. Several years later, accompanied by Bilbo and Gandalf, he sails from the Grey Havens west over the sea to the Undying Lands to find peace. Sam gives his daughter the Red Book of Westmarch, containing the account of Bilbo's adventures and the War of the Ring as witnessed by the hobbits. Sam is then said to have crossed west over the sea himself, the last of the ring-bearers.